Hi, my name is Peter and we're here at Live Outside, and we're going to give you a quick rundown on one of our most popular items, an unboxing on the Drift Paddleboard. This is our best value paddleboard and our most sold online, so if you just received one of these, here's a quick rundown in your first unboxing of what to do and how to get it ready to get you out on the water. So first, the board is going to be double boxed. So what you're seeing here is the inside box. So once you've taken it out of the first box, you will have an X-Acto knife, and I like a pair of snips when I'm unboxing. So you'll notice that the top is a barcode. So this signifies when you open the box, you're going to take your X-Acto knife, just clearing the tape on the outside, and this will be the top of the bag, which might be a little bit easier to take everything out. First item, you do include a coil leash with this model. Your paddle is going to be slipped down the side, and then your fin, your repair kit, and your instructional owner's manual will all be in there. Then you also have a pump on the side, and then pull out your bag. If you already cut the other side, this will fold flat nicely for your recycling. No longer needing that X-Acto knife. So this is the bag with your Drift. You've got adjustment straps to tighten in everything on the sides, but it is loose enough to easily repack this board back into its bag. You've got a couple stuff-it pockets, so if you're heading to the beach and you want to grab a water bottle, you've got some places on the outside. The outside, or the shoulder straps, are super comfortable, and you do have a padded waist belt. So for a first price point or introductory beginner board, it's a really good value, and it's just very well put together. The Drift brand is brought to us by Boatboard, so this is very similar to the Boat Breeze, but just at a little less expensive. So you've got a full zipper that opens right up, so very easy loading. The board will be wrapped in a plastic. Just undo that. This retaining strap helps you cinch it all together, so just loosen that by pulling back on that little lip. Slide that off. And just roll up your board. Take all your plastic, stuff it in there for recycling. So. When you first receive your board, do check every piece and make sure that there are no issues. Make sure your pump hasn't been damaged in shipping. That can happen. And if you do have a concern, give us a phone call. We'll make sure it gets replaced right away. Here's your pump. You will notice that there is the words in and out. So you'll first take the threaded end, attach it to the out, and just give it a little thread here. Make sure it's nice and secure. Open up your valve. There is only one valve on this, and you'll want to make sure that the spring on this valve is open, so that you'll notice that if you push it down and to the right, it will compress the spring, but when you start pumping, you want it to be in the closed position so that it doesn't blow the air out when you take off your pump. So you're just going to take this end and click it right in. And when you first start pumping, it is going to pump on the downstroke and the upstroke. So I'm not going to go through the full pumping, but you're going to see that happen in a minute, and we'll have this board fully pumped up. So like many of us who pump up boards all day, we'll sometimes opt to an electric pump, and the boat pump is an excellent quality, and we've had this one for a number of years and it's lasted very, very long. So once you've attached the pump, you'll notice that there's a little plug on the back side of the pump. You want to place that in the little piece right here, and what that's going to do, it's going to allow you to blow up the board a lot quicker, so it will force air into the board on the upstroke as well as the downstroke. So this will require a bit more effort sort of earlier on, but will be easier to get the board up to pressure. That's usually around 4 or 5 psi. So once it starts to get more difficult on that upstroke, just take that back out and you'll notice that it's very easy. There's no resistance on the upstroke, and you'll just be pushing down. And you can use your whole upper body to really make that a lot easier. And you'll notice on the pump right here, so what you're looking for on the gauge here is to get it into the green zone, which is between 10 and 15 psi. And while the board may feel rigid before then, that's going to be your ideal. Now, you can stop at 10 if you're a heavier paddler or you want the stiffest out of your board. You might want to put it to 15. What you really want to pay attention to, though, in the longevity of your board is that you don't go over pressure. So if you pump your board and it's 20 degrees out, the board's going to have a certain amount of pressure inside. But if the temperature changes to 30, you're going to get an increase in pressure. Now, you can always attach your pump to find out what that internal pressure is. So if it does get very hot, just be aware of that, because it will stress the seams if the internal pressure goes above that 15 psi. So you can always just either hook up your pump or just bleed, just pushing a little bit of air out of that valve. And that's the closure. So now that you have the board all pumped up, you're going to get your paddle. This is where the snips come in. There's just a little bit of tape on the foam. I find if you just clip that tape, it'll make it easier to take that off. It's right there. So when you're assembling the paddle, you're going to see a tapered end on the middle section with a push button. You're going to place that through there till it clicks, and then there's a quick flip lever, and then the same at the top. Now, if it doesn't snap here with a little bit of effort, you may just need to turn this clockwise just to tighten it into the bolt until it requires a little bit of effort to flip that snap. Now, sizing your paddle, place it on the ground, and you want just a slight bend in your arm when you flip that. And if you flip it down, then right about at eyebrow level should be the main part. But that's going to come with some experience and just what feels most natural on the water. Next, there is a owner's manual. This is left in a Ziploc bag. You may want to just keep that all together. Or there's a little pocket inside the bag where you can place your repair kit. Read your owner's manual. In that repair kit, you're going to find a valve adjuster. So often the valve here can require to be tightened. So this little tool placed right in here can tighten that valve. Always make sure that there's no obstructions in the valve that would cause this to not seal. Most of the occurrences of I have a leak in my board is usually has to do with that valve, so that's the quick remedy. Inside this kit you have matching colors to your board, 2 big patches, so lots to do any size repair on your board in the future should that happen. It's usually not a common occurrence, and then you have some chemical adhesive. So there's an excellent instructional video we'll do on how to repair your board as well, should that happen, but hopefully not, because they are quite resilient to damage. So here's your leash. So this is a great feature of the Drift board, is that it comes with a really nice high quality, it's just a high quality package. Comes with a coil leash, just like, this would be an accessory with some of the boat boards, where it's a $50 value. It's very well padded, and it's really one of those safety features that some people disregard, but really should be part of your kit when you're getting out on the water. Keeps you a lot safer, better than a buoyancy aid. So you're going to take this Velcro open, and this little black piece you're going to pass through your back D-ring, and then take the knot and run it through like that. And that's going to stay on your board. So when you want to use your leash or attach your leash, you can pass the felted Velcro piece through right up to the first bend, flip it over, then your next Velcro piece comes over, and then there is one backup. So it's a very secure. Now, some people will just leave this attached, and you can wrap your Velcro just around the handle, but if you can't comfortably grab your handle and transport your board, maybe it's better to take that on and off each time. And lastly, we have the fin. So on the bottom of your board, flip that over. There's 2 little foam protectors. We advise you keep these so that when you roll your board back up into the bag, you can always put this on, and this is going to protect these side bite fins from getting pushed over. They won't ever stay in that position, but it's always nice to ensure that these don't get rubbed or rub on another part of the board while it's packed. So take the fin, slide it in from the front, push it through to the back, and then with the springer clip up, just pass that through. Actually, there's only one specific side that it has to go through until it clicks and you can't pull it out. That's going to firmly keep that in place. One common thing that a lot of people ask is if this is a defect on your board. So we recommend look through your entire board, make sure that you're happy with it, but this little spot right behind your fin box is not actually a defect. Your board has full drop stitching from the top and the bottom, and because your inflation valve is on the opposite side of this spot, you can't have drop stitch running through that. So that's not a defect, it's not anything that you should worry about. Now lastly, if you want, and we recommend, you can register your product with us on our website. There's an About Us section that you can register your board. There is a serial number right here on the back of every inflatable. So you can get your name, your phone number in there and register the item that you bought with the serial number. Even if you lose your board, we're going to have that on record, and we can handle any warranty issues that you may have with your product. We want you to be happy with your purchase, and you can sign up for newsletters and information that will guide you with the next step on how to paddle, how to get on the water, what are the best areas to get out to, and how to make the most out of your new item. Thanks very much for watching this full video if you made it to the end here, and visit us at liveoutside.ca, and hopefully you enjoy your new board.